You got me thinking.
I got you thinking. That's nice. Thank you for your time.
It's been a pleasure. We're designed to be omnivorous.
Yeah. Omnivorous means you can thrive on plants and meat. Yeah. So, yeah, we have the choice nowadays to not cause this to animals, right? It's more of a choice than a necessity. Would you agree with that or not?
Oh, I mean, seeing this is horrific, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, that should not be permitted.
These are illegal practices, by the way, and it's kind of consequence of how we view animals, right?
No, we have animals at home. The idea of even hurting them, no, I would never do that.
What kind of animals do you have at home?
We have 2 dogs, 2 cats.
2 dogs, 2 cats.
And they're as much a member of the family as he is. Look at him.
So you agree those cats and dogs, they have a personality, they value their own life?
Of course. They have their own personal personality.
Yeah.
They're very different in character.
How are these animals any different than the animals we eat?
True. But still, like I said, there's ways and means, and this is not the way to do it.
I agree. I mean, some ways of death are less violent than other ways, right? But still, the question is there, like, do we have to kill these animals? Like, one of your family members, your dogs and your cats, right? You wouldn't kill them at a fraction of their lifespan to eat them, even if it was in a nice way, as you say, right?
I'd take care of them as much as my son.
Humane means, the meaning of the word humane is benevolent, kind, right? So if you kill someone and your purpose behind that killing is to exploit them for their flesh, then it's not a kind. Like a merciful way, let's say, is when you euthanize a sick dog or a sick cat, right, to put them out of their misery. That's an act of mercy. But
of course.
But when you kill somebody to eat them, that's not a humane act. Would you agree with that or not?
I mean, we're not designed to be vegetarians, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree, but you know...
I mean, I will not buy, for example, I never buy veal because of the way it's brought up. I don't buy
veal.
No, I never buy it.
Because it's a baby animal.
No, because of the way it's brought up. Because it's crammed into a crate like that and spends its life over there.
But that's 98% of animals that we eat, factory farm. But even in the nicest conditions, right, that you provide for your animals, you wouldn't justify killing them at a fraction of their lifespan because now it's time for them to die. It's all arbitrary, right? You said we are designed to eat animals. Maybe that's true, but do we have to? Nowadays, if I told you you can be perfectly healthy as a vegan, I'm vegan myself for 6 years. What reason would you have then to continue eating animals?
So it creates suction.
You need protein, I guess, right? I find it hard to, I mean, I like to put vegetables in our diet. We eat a lot of veg. And I've been to India a couple of times. When I was there, I basically ate no animal protein there because you don't need to. You know what I mean? But to just eat vegetables, I think it would be a challenge.
There are plants that are higher in protein than other plants.
Let me ask you something. You said you're vegan.
Yeah.
What stops you from being vegetarian as opposed to vegan? What's wrong with, I mean,
I'll give you this. So there are some vegan recipes in there, so you can veganize your Christmas table, okay, and have a different peaceful Christmas this year.
Thank you very much.
Veganism is a mindset, basically.
Let's face it, it's difficult.
Yes, but
for example, I love cheese.
The
idea of living without cheese, and I've tried vegan cheese at the same time. Let's face it.
I understand what you're saying. I mean, it's hard for you when you think I'll give up something. But let me explain the mindset switch, right? Veganism is a mindset you have, and you view animals as individuals, not products, right? And when you have that mindset, obviously you stop consuming any other product that comes from animals. Vegans also abstain from eggs because the egg industry in the egg industry, the male chicks are ground up alive on the first day of their life. There are some images there that you see. These are the.
Isn't it better nowadays? I mean, I agree with you about battery farming. I would never buy. Honestly, I think if battery farming existed for chickens, for example, I would stop consuming eggs and chickens. In fact, when I buy chicken, I buy free range. Because at least it gets the opportunity to move around. And
Free range, most of the time, is a marketing label. You know what free range means? That they have some space to move around, but they're still in dark sheds, crammed thousands of birds together. They're just not.
There's laws about how much you can. You cannot have any. So you have to have so much space. Per chicken,
you'll be surprised by what is considered legal and free range. I challenge you to look it up. It's just a few square meters, so they can have them in a dark shed. And I've been to a factory farm with free range chickens in Malta myself. In a dark shed, they never see the light of day, and they're considered free range.
We get this impression that they're running around on a field, right?
Yes.
Because that's exactly what free range does.
You can look it up yourself. Don't take my word for it.
I will. I mean, I'm seeing this is horrifying. I must be honest with you, off-putting.
Veganism is just an idea that animals are here on this earth, not for our use, not for our purpose. They're with us, so we can find a way to coexist because
the idea of harming my.
What's your name?
We have a pug and we have a Chihuahua.
What are their names?
Gigi and Chico. They're both adopted.
Gigi and Chico.
I would not buy a dog. That's another thing. I will never buy an animal because I do not want to justify the breeding of the animals. They were both adopted, even the cats.
In a way, you understand
yes.
What's wrong with breeding, right?
Yes, of course. Breeding for money, I think, is wrong.
So, if you put that same perspective in the other animals that we breed to consume, it's kind of the same thing, and it's even worse, right? Because the dogs that are being bred into existence, at least it's an industry that profits from these animals, but some of them might eventually end up in families and have a nice life. These animals are all being bred with the sole purpose of being exploited and killed at a fraction of their natural lifespan.
But I mean, honestly, as a meat eater myself, this does not need to happen. This does not need to happen.
Are you a Christian? Do you practice Christianity?
I'm Christian, but I don't really practice.
Okay. Well, I gave you the leaflet, and I would encourage you to this Christpiracy. There is a documentary that displays the connection we have created with the religion and harming animals, right? And it's a very thought-provoking documentary. I encourage you to watch it next week on Saturday at the vegan restaurant in Malta called Balance Mode. You can take a picture because there's the website there.
Interesting. So, a link between religion
and eating animals, right? And the question, how do you think Jesus? The challenging question: how do you think Jesus would kill an animal? How do you imagine?
Yeah, for example, I disagree with zoos as well because that is really exploited. I don't take them to zoos. I don't like to take them
to zoos.
Or even when there were circuses with animals, I never took them.
Explain why not zoos? What's wrong with zoos?
Yeah, because you're putting an animal in a cage just to be looked at. Huh? But to eat it because we need to eat. No, you don't need to see an animal in a cage.
What if I? The thing is, what if you didn't have to eat them? And it's a matter of your perception and your habits. Because I understand you've been brought up in a certain way. You've been eating animals your whole life. It's normal. It's legal. So why wouldn't you do it? But the same questions could be raised for zoos. It's normal. It's legal. Other people view it as normal. You chose to stop it. It's the same thing with being vegan.
I mean, they haven't been to us. You've never been to a circus of animals. So I never took them, even when it was, big thing in Malta, whatever. I mean, we knew the people that brought them to Malta, we put them for free, even for free. I had tickets, I didn't use them.
So it's.
I think it's wrong.
We agree. You agree on that. We agree on that. So I think it's more of a matter of your mindset and changing your habits.
And to an extent, I can understand vegetarianism. It's veganism. I mean, I don't think, as long as they're treated humanely, I don't see anything wrong in an animal being used to generate milk and eggs and things like that. So we connect.
But you don't have to. And the thing is, with veganism and these things, all of these factory farms exist because we have the mindset animals are here for us to use. It's the byproduct of that mindset. Because let's say we destroy factory farms.
Exactly.
If we destroyed factory farms and we had only nice farms where animals are treated nicely, like the ideal scenario that you described, right? And there's a demand for these animal products from everybody on this earth. How will you meet that demand?
I would go for that. I mean, to be honest with you, if I knew that an animal is well kept and has a life, it's true it has to die in the end, but at least has a life. I mean, if I knew, if I knew that a farm that I buy from does that, I would never buy from.
I'm going to make a point before I'm going to return to but I want to say, even the animals that live in nicer conditions, there are no separate slaughterhouses for those animals. They go in the same slaughterhouses. So at some point the farmer puts them in a truck and sends them away to be killed with the other animals there that live in factory farms. So it's the same horrifying experience at the end of their life.
But there's ways and means of dispatching the animal.
They don't care.
Mainly.
They don't care. They don't have time. It's not profitable. They can't treat an animal well before they send it off. It's in that industry. But let's say in the best case scenario, right? If we have this idea that we should treat animals well and they are all in nice farms, 7 billion humans demand these products. The only way to meet that demand will be inevitably lead to factory farms. Because that's the way they exist in the first place, to meet the demand of humans.
Well, I think we need to go back to the time where you used to have a pig, you used to grow that pig in the family, and then at the end of the year it's dispatched.
But that used to be like that, and we ended up here because we are growing and growing as a population. It's not a sustainable way. The truly sustainable way is to stop viewing animals as commodities, see them as the individuals they are, like your dogs and your cats, and stop exploiting them. Anyway,
you got me thinking.
I got you thinking. That's nice. Thank you for your time.
It's been a pleasure.
I encourage you to watch that. Thank you. What's your name?
Daniel.
Daniel. Do you agree with what I said, Daniel, or do you know any vegan in your life?
No, I don't want to stop eating meat.
But there are many. Listen, I understand, but there are many foods that are vegan. You'd be surprised how nice they taste.
I try to give them vegetarian meals, but they're
And
a bit of a challenge.
And put this into your perspective, right? In China, it's normal to eat dogs, right?
I know.
And they are.
Like, for example, I don't eat lamb.
It's more than 1 billion humans in that country.
Exactly.
So they overpopulate most of Europe. So the majority of the human population sees dogs as edible, right? So it's just
It's a mindset. It's true.
it's in your mind.
It's like rabbits. When you eat rabbits, but
Yeah.
if you go to the UK, they say, "Oh, it's so cute and fluffy," but then they eat lamb.
They eat lamb.
Lamb
Yeah.
is cute and fluffy.
So where do we draw the line? Why some animals are food and others are friends?
Shall we go, Jbin? Thank you for your time.
Yeah, أنا على
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good Christmas.
Have a merry, truly peaceful Christmas. Take another one, give it to your friends.
This is your vulva.